I've got 46 miles to hike from here in Rocester, next to the majestic JCB Academy, all the way up to Castleton in the heart of the Peak District. I'm doing the hike to raise money for the British Heart Foundation. If you've donated already, thank you. I'll put your name at the end of the video. If you haven't donated but you would like to help out, I'll put a link in the video description that will take you to my Just Giving page. I've got everything I need with me in my pack. My shelter, sleep system, food. I'm hoping I've bought enough water. I've got 1.5 litres, but it's going to get to about 21 degrees today. We've got a mini heat wave. I've done a little bit of prep, a few practice hikes, sort of 10-12 miles. But I've not had time to do any practice hikes that are the distance I'm going to have to cover today and tomorrow. Just need to have blind faith that it'll all be fine. Better go get some miles in. Let's go. I'm actually doing the route, the Limestone Way, backwards. It's supposed to start in Castleton and then finish here in Rocester. I've seen a few people's videos of the route and they've all said that it's better to do it the other way because Castleton's a lot more scenic than the Rocester end. But so far here, I don't know if it's the weather, but it's a stunning morning. I mean, look at this down here. Just coming down by the side of this river. And like I say, it's stunning. Only a couple of miles in, just coming off the path and up through a place called Limestone. And then up here, veer off to the right and back into the fields, I think. Just had a quick 10-minute break in the shade here. It's starting to get really warm now, so I've lost the fleece, put that in my bag, and I've put a little bit of sun cream on my arms, my face and my neck. I've got my cap and my sunglasses as well, which I'll probably need as it gets closer to midday. It's only 10:15, so it's still going to get a bit warmer yet. It's hot. I wasn't ready for this. I can just start to feel a little bit of a breeze now I'm coming up to the top of these hills. But it was still as anything down there. Thankfully it's meant to be a bit cooler tomorrow. Just had a quick 5-minute break to put some more sun cream on. Smash a couple of sports mix, sweets and a little bit of water and cool down a bit. Probably going to put the cap on while the sun's at its peak across midday, and I'll stop for some lunch in an hour or so. A bit of a problem here. Don't know if I fancy walking through these. They're all gathered around this gate as well. Oh, made it. I managed to... No, I didn't manage to sneak around. I drop kicked the biggest one and all the smaller ones ran off. That's all you need to do. Show them who's boss and they leave you alone. It's 10 to 12 now and I've just realised I haven't seen a single person all morning. Not that I'm complaining. I'm hoping to get to Thorpe to stop for some lunch and hopefully find a little shop or a church with a tap or just some place I can cane some water and then top my bottles back up. Just enjoying a bit of the breeze at the top of this hill. Oh, it's supposed to be flat, the Limestone Way. It's a bit of a climb to come up there. Don't want to jinx it, but it does seem pretty easy to navigate so far. It's well signposted. It's a little yellow arrow on a green circle that you're looking for. And I've seen one on pretty much all the stiles and gates so far. I don't think you'll make it out on this camera, but you can see Thorpe Cloud straight ahead up there. And I can see loads of little people on the top of it. Usually chavs. A bit closer now. It's mad to me that I haven't seen a single person all day, but there's probably about 20 people on top of Thorpe Cloud. It's weird how people tend to just congregate to the same place. There's so many other awesome viewing spots and views to look at in the Peak District, but there's just a handful of places that everybody seems to go to. Whether that's because they're close to car parks and easy to get to or not. I don't know. How bad's the hat here? Just found a little bit of shade by the side of this road just to have a break. I've had a little flapjack and a packet of these little breakfast biscuit things and plenty of water. Thorpe is just up the top of this hill, but I wanted to have a break while I've got some shade and before I tackle that. And then I'm hoping whatever I drink now I can replenish when I get to Thorpe at the top of the hill. Yeah, I'm just gonna let my legs rest for a little bit and then crack on. Just had a decent break at Castleton Tea Rooms. Stayed in the shade for a bit, cooled down, recharged the batteries. Bought 2 bottles of water to refill my big smart water bottle and a can of full fat Coke. Came to £6.20, which is a lot, but I've got to use the toilets and have a bit of a wash of the hands and face as well. So I don't mind paying it. I'm just over 12 miles in, so I think I'm aiming for 18, 19-ish today. So I should probably have another 3-4 hours of hiking with my little breaks. I am wild camping tonight, so it's going to be fun trying to find a spot to camp later, because so far it's all been pretty much open fields. There are a couple of spots on the maps that I've seen though, but I haven't done any recce's, so I won't know until I get there if they're suitable. Only one way to find out. Just crossing over the Castleton Trail. I can see in the distance, just to the left of those trees, Minninglow, which I've done videos on before. 3 things. 1, yes, I've got my hat on backwards because all the way up there the sun was beating down on the back of my neck. It's not a fashion statement, it's purely functional. Number 2, how nice does Parwich look down there? And number 3, this is the first gate and stile that I've come through that I've had to take my pack off for. It's one of those with the really narrow rocks, but then it's got this thin gate just after it and it's only yay wide. But it's not a bad spot to take your bag off for a minute, is it? It's just gone 4:30 and I'm 14.5 miles in. It's mad how quickly the heat saps your pace. I wanted to be 2 or 3 miles ahead of where I am, but it is what it is. Don't think sunsets until about 8, half 8 at the minute anyway, so should have plenty of time. Slow and steady wins the race. Look at the state of me. I'm 18 miles in now. I've just stopped for a break on this bench. It's on the High Peak Trail. I'm only doing another mile or so today. Then I'll find somewhere to pitch up. Ready for a rest. My legs are dead. It's 10 to 8 and I've just got set up. I think it's going to get dark in about half an hour. So I'm going to make my food up. The problem I'm going to have is because it's been so hot today, I've only got a litre of water left. I don't know how much my meal needs. I don't know where I can get some from in the morning. So I'll solve that problem tomorrow when I have to. I'll have a look on the maps and see if there's any shops nearby. Other than that, I'm going to take it easy and get some rest. I'm hoping my legs will be fine in the morning to do another day. And if I can make good time tomorrow, I've got a campsite booked. It just depends on the timing of it really. So I'll let you know how I feel in the morning. Morning. I've been a right nightmare so far. I think because it was so hot yesterday and it cooled down so quickly, the tent is just soaking all over the outside and inside of the outer and the inner. So I'm just trying to dry that out as best I can while I'm packing everything else up. Realised last night that I've got a blister on one of my toes as well, on my right foot. And I've got about that much water left in my Nalgene bottle. So I'm going to have to take a detour this morning into Winster to the shop there to go and replenish, then get back on the trail. But when you wake up to mornings and views like this, it's still not worthwhile, is it? I've got a liner in my pack to try and keep well, it's supposed to keep dry stuff dry, keep it away from wet stuff, but even my quilt and everything else is a little bit damp. So I'm going to have to air it out somehow, either at some point today or when I get to the campsite later. Don't want to speak too soon either, but my legs do feel okay. I did manage to get some sleep. I took a couple of ibuprofen with my dinner, which a few people recommended to do. Whether that helps or not, I don't know, but I feel okay to get back on the trail. Just got myself my water and a bottle of Coke from the village shop in Winster. As I said, I've had to take a bit of a detour and drop down into here, but it's a killer hill coming down. I don't know about you, but I find hiking downhill a lot more painful than hiking on flat or even uphill. But I'm going to go back up to get out of here anyway. I've just come out of Winster up Elton Road and then up Chadwick Hill, and that brings you back on to the official Limestone Way trail. You just turn right down here. Back on the trail, baby. Just heading up past Robin Hood's Stride now, and then back out across more fields. The hat's back on, facing the right way. I don't know what this video is going to be like when it's done, but I didn't actually film that much yesterday, or I don't feel like I did. Because to be honest, yesterday was the hardest hiking day I've ever done. It wasn't the furthest. I did the Edale skyline that was 23 miles, I think. But I did that just with a little day pack on, with a few snacks and some drinks in it. It's a different story when you've got 12.5 kilos of top quality Temu gear on your back. I'm hoping, and again, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm hoping today will be a little bit easier. It's nowhere near as hot. It's like 12 degrees. There's much more of a breeze today to keep me cool as well. I've got plenty of water from that shop back in Winster and a bottle of full fat Coke for some energy. Stop for some lunch later in Monash, I think, or that's the plan. All depends on timing and all that jazz. I think yesterday I saw 5 people, 2 couples and someone on their own in the whole day. I think as I get further into the Peak District and closer to Castleton, the numbers will obviously go up. But it's been so quiet so far. It helps that it's in the week as well, I guess. Just coming up towards Yulegreave now. The village is up that way, but the route doesn't go through the village. It veers off down the other side of the river here. But you can use, obviously, the shops and things in Yulegreave to replenish your supplies. Do the Limestone Way this side, it's flat. Oh. Legs are throbbing now. Got a couple of blisters starting to rub as well. So I'll have a look at those when I stop for lunch. I've got some blister plasters in my bag. Onwards and upwards. Thought this was a mirage at first. Just climbed up another hill. You can probably see from the views I'm out of the valley. Shattered. Turned around the corner and there's a random picnic bench in the middle of nowhere. A load of daffodils next to it. Be rude not to stop for 5 minutes. Just about to drop down into Laskildale and straight back out the other side. Just dropping down into here and then up the other side past that farm, I think. It's 12:30, so I think I'm a little bit behind where I'd ideally like to be, but I'm enjoying it a lot more today. I've made it to Monash. It's just gone 1:30, so timing's not as bad as I thought it'd be. Just found this bench to stop stock up on some energy. Got a few snacks and sweets and some Coke. Done about 12 miles so far. I think I've got another 7 to the campsite, and that'll leave me with 9 miles to do tomorrow morning. I'm trying to get to the site as quickly as I can so that I've got some time to dry my gear out a little bit, open all the doors on the tent, let some air through and dry that out before I load everything else in and let that dry, because like I said this morning, even my quilt was a little bit damp. And then I want to fill up my water and everything, hopefully have a wash as well, because I haven't washed properly for 2 days in the facilities at the campsite. It's spitting and I can't be bothered to stop and get my waterproofs on. What a dilemma. Just coming into Flag now. Yeah, scrap that. It's gonna rain for the next hour or so, I think. Fun, fun, fun. Made it to the campsite. It's crazy windy, so I'm just gonna try and get the tent up as best I can and get it guyed out properly. I think it'll need it with this wind. I'm right high up here, so the wind's coming straight over the top. There's only one other tent in the field tonight, so that's me finally set up. It took me 3 attempts to get the tent in the right position because it's so windy here, and it's obviously a trekking pole tent. You've got to get the ridge line in line with the way the wind's blowing. Anyway, 3rd time lucky, I think, until the wind changes. I'm in, I'm chilling out, my legs are killing. I'm gonna get some rest, get some food. I've got 9 miles to do in the morning to take me to the finish and hopefully the nearest chip shop. Morning. It's just gone 6 o'clock. I'm just packing things up, getting ready to do this last 9 miles. My legs are feeling a little bit worse than they did at the start of yesterday, but I'm hoping when I get moving they'll loosen up a bit. We'll see. Just making my way back on to the Limestone Way itself. The campsite I stayed at is about 1.5 miles, I think, 2 miles from the trail. So I just shot off it last night, got to the camp, and I'm just heading back to the trail now. Look at that for a view. Never forget to stop and look behind you to see where you've come from. You often find that the best views are behind you. Full disclaimer as well before the map nerds start in the comments. I am only roughly following the Limestone Way as a guide. You'll have seen I came off at the start of yesterday. God, feels like so long ago. Yeah, first thing yesterday morning I went down into Winster to the village shop there, so I cut a little bit of the Limestone Way off because I came back out of Winster another way, and then I've cut another bit off coming off to that campsite, Beltonville Farm and Campsite, whatever it was called, because I've gone up to that and then come back onto the Limestone Way a little bit further up, if that makes sense. And that's why I don't think I'm going to call this video in the title Limestone Way. It's more about doing the mileage, doing the 46 miles. Whew. Almost at the top of a big climb, just heading up to, I think, the drop down into Cavedale. I can definitely see why people say to do this route backwards and finish here. It's a lot more scenic, if you like green fields and stone walls anyway. I'm so done with them at the minute. I can see Mam Tor over in the distance now with a few people on top of it, so I'm getting close. As I drop down into Cavedale and finish this little hike, I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you. Now, people say it all the time and everybody realises it far too late, but life really is too short. But nobody gets to the end and thinks, I'm glad I stayed comfortable and didn't take any risks, and I'm glad I never pushed myself. It's always the things that you don't do that you regret. So yeah, just get out there and go make some memories that your future self will be proud of.
Lights will guide you home, and the at your bones, and I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face, and lights will